There's nothing will work today. For me.
I'll load another disk here.
Oh, Jesus. This. Whatever.
Okay, yeah, we are live. I see our screen up here.
Good luck. I can't find it. Great, but
I can't find it. I can see.
What address
Okay, Hal, this is the address. I don't know if you can cut and paste that or what. Yeah, I got two windows open here.
Turn on caps.
I clicked on the blank screen, and it takes me to YouTube. And as long as we know it's there.
You know,
It's a little crowded in here. Yeah, I'm used to coming to the meetings and being able to spread out on half a table.
at the fair, but I can't find the live. I can't find the stuff from the. I got the fair, but I can't find the live stuff. I can't find the 2011 fair, but I can't. I'm so. The 2011 fair, but I can't. I'm so.
All right, Hal, on chat, I copy and pasted the actual website address of where we're currently streaming.
All I gotta do is find the chat now, right?
Okay. So it should say me at 2:03 p.m. HTTP www.
Chat now, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
There's right up on top, I guess. That's where I gotta go to there.
That's the actual page.
Found it. Found it. Okay. Oh, I gotta type this in. Wait a minute. Oh, I gotta type this in. Wait a minute. Oh, Christ almighty.
Yeah, guys, if you're viewing the YouTube feed in the same computer and the same browser, make sure you mute it so that you don't get audio back into your mic. Same computer and the same browser, make sure you mute it.
There's gotta be an easier way to get to this.
Yeah. I actually opened up a second window.
There's gotta be
Not a second tab. Here, I'll shut down the meeting one. Okay. Yeah, I shut down the meeting. Okay, it seems like we cut off that. Seems like we cut off that feedback there.
Right, the reality of the matter
It's possibly on my end.
is really need to monitor the YouTube stream. Right, the reality of the matter, you can monitor and interact in the chat if you want. Stream. You can
I
pop
got
out
the
just the
January
chat.
meeting.
Monitor and
Every
interact.
meeting but the one we're on. Got February.
Pop out just the chat.
Every meeting but the one we're on. Surely we must be here somewhere. Surely we must be here somewhere. I've got the,
Okay. Well, you remember last month, I wanted
I've got the March meeting.
Sam's computer facts.
I've got the March meeting.
Yeah, I don't know if it's simply just a mic problem. I think someone's got their audio turned up a little high because I keep hearing it back in there when I talk, or I should say, hear what I say repeated every a few seconds after.
Yeah, it's back. I'm back again. My link here crashed. I had the YouTube on, and I think it was getting feedback through my system. It crashed.
Yeah, if you want
because I
to
tried to
monitor the chat, you can just pop out the chat and leave the video and close the video window.
Okay, disk drive lights on, the controller lights flickering, it's loading data from the disk drive. It's quite a treat for me rather than trying to run everything off the CF7 Nano PV. I'm actually spinning some real disks here today. Ken Gillen's CTIUG casino starts at the credit office. The bottom of the screen, like a question. Ready color. apply for credit. Oh, we got $1,000 credit. Link to us. I'll go back to the lobby. Yeah, I can see now. Which is comprehensive on quite a few. Quite a few different, okay. Now we can put those in. That, everything is controlled here by your choices. Go upstairs. Oh, here, there's blackjack. Hal, you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here, still trying to get this thing up. If I type in CTIUG with a capital C, it gives me all of our monthly meetings, but it doesn't give me anything that's live. So, and everything else, if I type in CTIUG, it gives me some Chinese thing with some woman doing some incredible dancing.
Okay, first of all, Hal, where are you searching? And second of all, you may still be logged into the CTIUG account in YouTube and you need to log out of it. Otherwise, you won't see it.
Well, I'm doing this on the iPad.
Well, the iPad may be logged in, I don't know. So first of all, are you using a browser or a application?
Well, it must be Safari
Okay.
if it's on the iPad.
So if that's the case, Vic is already, well, if that's the case, just go to youtube.com.
Okay, well, I'm in YouTube already.
No, okay, well, do you have a search bar in YouTube that you can type something into?
Yep.
Okay, so in that search bar, type Chicago, TIUG, no spaces, no capitalization.
No capitalization, okay.
No capitalization, no spaces, just all lowercase.
C-A. Oh, T. I.
Chicago, TIUG. All together, no spaces.
Okay, so okay. As custom Victoria's secret slides.
Okay, scroll down. You need to learn the fine art of scrolling down because it's going to give you ads to begin with and higher
Maybe,
rankings.
yeah. I think we made April meeting, what do you know? Looks like it's live. Oh, what do you know? Chicago TIUG, all one word. All right, I'll remember that. Oh. April meeting, what do you know? Yeah. Now I have to turn down the sound here. Oh, we're gonna.
Looks like this is a TI demo on this end too.
Turn down the sound here. Sign into chat. Sign into chat. Get rid of that. Sign into chat. Somewhere here's a button to lower the sound.
Now, make sure if you're monitoring the YouTube stream, make sure you've muted it on your tablet because it sounds like you're getting audio.
Yeah, I've got it turned off now, and it
Sounds much better now.
yeah.
All right, just drive lights on.
Can't sound much worse. Can't sound much worse. Dear God, this is, what we need here is some tin cans and some string.
Like that. Ah, here we go. So, just like MightyWare, the joystick controls the cursor. Uh, Go to the, oh, it's, I think I had this problem a while back, but this is the listing of the TI Casino. And for some reason I can't get the nightclub. But there's more than one way to get here. Load boot. And it's like, right, so why load boot when you got RxP? Well, because of boot has a few things in it, like a disk cataloger and a text file reader. Now, a few months ago on one of the TI-99 Facebook pages, somebody had said, well, how do I read a text file? We went like, well, there's Jihadi's text file reader. There's other programs like TI Writer, anything that edit a text file can. And so anyway, here on boot, move the, hey. Okay, so boot, we can catalog a disk, like one, catalog disk one, describe light screen. And go up the joke file, which says here it's a DB80 file. Press V for view, and yeah, the cursor moves down a block, but that's okay. Left. Press enter. Now it'll read text file. Text file. Boy, I wish I could have got this to run. The stand-up meeting. These are the jokes of the TI Casino. I flew in here on Delta. It's God's gift to Greyhound. It's one of those no-frills flights. There was a meter on the oxygen mask. Just pretend there's a rim shot after every one of them. I'm sure it was a no-frills flight because the stewardess fastened me down with scotch tape. Air traffic was sure heavy at the airport. Every time a plane would take off, flight controller yells, or off the plane, I got one of those economy rental cars. I had to put it in low to get off of people go. The car does 0 to 60 in 10 seconds, though. 60 feet. Tell me, in the pinball game of life, how does it feel to be the tilt? On the way here, I saw an interesting bumper sticker. It said, drive carefully, every taxpayer we can. Another bumper sticker said, "Honk if you love the quiet." So anyway, Ken has about 100 one-liners that are typical of what you would get at a nightclub or a casino. Also here in Boot, this is rather nice. This is one of the few programs that will actually go to 8 column with the F18. So here's the regular TI 40 column mode. It's here, press W. Here we're in widescreen mode. We can press number 2 again, play that joke file again. Text of the joke file in 8 column mode. You also have a Carol 1 file. So if this is hard to read, you can go to different Carol 1 file and get different fonts for that. Try number stuff in here. Oh, no, that's not there. And there it is. If I choose Carol File 1, Carol 1 only works as a Carol 1. You have a dozen Carol files, but you can only have one file. So if you have Carol 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you have to rename your Carol 1 file to something else, and then rename Carol 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to Carol 1. And they've got all sorts of nice fonts, serif, sans serif, italic. They even have one that's vertical, displaying text vertically.
Well, I think we're probably as good as we're going to get. I guess, Hal, do you want to open the meeting?
Now, identifier used to be real nice when I had a TI image maker. It would automatically go to 80 column once it got done cataloging the disk to tell you what was on it. It did it so cleanly. I never on the disk. It would take a while. There's a lot of files on the TI. There we go. So function and down arrow, go through all these, and program files, there we go. Joke file, 22 sector, and it's a text file. Identifier is nice, tell you if something's actually programmed, text file, if or extended basic, stuff like that. Press exit, catalog in the disk, function X, down 1, press enter, disk 2. Right now it's reading off my, this is my Lothrec floppy emulated SD card. The cataloging that. Lothrec is nice. Once you put all your floppy disks, I got one Lothrec and one floppy drive. So I can put my floppy disks on the Lothrec on the SD card. So this is nice. It tells you garage, 33 sector, program file, EA51 program file. That tells you they're all EA5 files. Function X now. And there we go. These are all EA5. Here's load, based on your extended basic program. Pretty sure on the TI, something that says load for extended basic, TI extended basic, we'll always look for that drive number 1 first. Exit this program. Switches. We'll select RXB, and And RxP is nice. It gives you a choice. What disk you want to load from? Well, I want to. We have super extended music. We do. We have Barrage, Blizzard, Light Cycles, Mine, Interval Blitz, Submarine. The Mine's always fun. By Sarasoft. Now this is pretty frantic. It's the it's a platform ladder climbing game. I'll press the Enter key. Push to 1, space to pause, redo a new game. Back to the menu screen, 0, 1, 2, 3 for music. Let's try that. I'll press 0. One, 2, 3. It's going to be the same. But here I can move my little on-screen character there. And you can position them under a ladder, climb up. And this game, The Mine, you have to change the color of all the tiles. Yes, if you quick, you can jump over these little pesky creatures. The idea is to clear the whole screen off, and as a reward, they give you another screen. It's even harder to play. Kind of feel like platform games with some minor obstacles. Yeah, you gotta get this guy exactly under that ladder. And you saw what happened there? I jumped and my head hit the monster. Let's go various screens that are available to play. One of the best of the platform climbing games. The space bar. Okay, this screen, screen 2, two elevators. They'll take you up and down different levels. This all is great. Now, is this a stalagmite or a stalactite? It's falling off the things. They're drifting down. Contact with closest.
Stalactites grow down and stalagmites grow up.
Oh. Questions. I'm trying to store a disk here. Let's go to screen 3. Oh, okay. If you ever played Miner 2049, you recognize these things. These white things are slides. You step on them, slide down from a higher platform. This one you have bats to give you a hard time. Oh, and running water. Yeah, you got to play this one because the water will push you in the direction it's flowing from the top of the screen, left and right. And you got to run as fast as you can just to keep up. Like Alice in Wonderland, you got to run twice as fast actually. Here's another one. Oh, these nice big sticky tiles that are probably toxic.
Vic, I just stepped away for a moment. Could you tell me what game you're playing right now?
Sure. This is called The Mine. Came out in 1984 by Sarasoft. And the first screen starts you out here. And if these are all other different levels of the mine, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. There's 25 different screens that you can play in this game. You can't seem to move from this. You always start here on level 1. And with this, like I showed earlier, you use the joysticks. You pick up tokens. Well, that thing turned all the creatures white. I can only imagine that's like an Pac-Man, where they're not toxic. There we go, yeah. It looks almost like I know what I'm doing here. Now you can't jump up a level. You only jump so far. There's a space station Vega that's a lot like this. And I know if you drop more than one level in that, you break your spaceman's legs. Now here it's a little risky. If I go and jump to the left, my head will hit that monster. So I gotta wait until he's in the far left side of the screen before I actually go for him. Yeah, I fell more than 2 levels. Doggone it. This webcam is just bleaching this screen out, trying to make it, everything's not like this, it's actually good colors. If you get any good colors on your end, this looks terrible.
Keep forgetting to unmute my mic. Yeah, on the video stream, it's the brightness is a little hot on it.
It looks okay though, on YouTube.
There we go.
Yeah,
Okay, sorry about that.
yeah, better on YouTube.
You wouldn't believe how dark I've actually got this screen right now. I can barely see the guy's screen. But yeah, otherwise, just washing it out. Let's try to. No. All right. So here we are on the start screen, and press the Enter key. And I press the space bar. That shows you level 1. That's actually playing. Space pause, remove back, music. Is there a demo? Okay, this is a demo. Screen number 1. Notice there's no little on-screen character. So it's a platform climbing game with monsters. The white items are tokens, you pick them up. The monsters change color, they bleach out the white. And if you touch them, you eliminate that monster and score points. I'll press the space bar again. And here's your second screen with elevators. Screen 3 with stalactites cling tightly to the ceiling. Well, these don't cling tightly, they're dripping. Screen 4, you got these little moving critters that move back and forth. Screen 5, again, you got stalactites, you got bats. Screen 6 is the running water. The water pushes you. You really got to struggle to push against the water. Here's stalactites that don't cling tight. They leave steaming piles on the ground before they reform again. Here's a little fire thing. Boy, this is shades of Donkey Kong. You start, you got to jump over. You easily jump over stuff.
Yeah, I would say that screen was very reminiscent of Donkey Kong.
Yeah. Here's another one with oscillating elevators. So you can go from one side of the screen to the other. Yeah, I feel like the platform climbing games, All Mine is great. I've had a lot of fun with this. This is always good. You've got oscillating transport devices. So to get from one side, one platform to another, you would actually hop on this thing and it would take you over here and you hop off. Here's slides. If you get up on an upper level and you get to the end, you'll slide down to here again. Sort of like that one game, Miner 2049er. This looks about like a restart of level number 1. Yeah, we're going back through it. Okay. These look like teeter-totters. Where if you get up on this, you're okay, and then when you get to this end, it would drop down, and then it would be on here. I don't know if you can jump up on these teeter-totters. I've never played that screen. And it has the frantic, annoying music. Okay, go back to, darn it. Can't quite seem to get, there we go. Try to get some better color here. Put an extended basement. Just one more. Earlier, before we went on the air, I was running into the middle of us. Dinosaurs. This is the second. The son of Hodge. Yeah, it's like these webcams. I almost got to run this thing through a real good video camera or something. These webcams just don't cut it.
Yeah, I agree. There's a little to be desired for, but I mean, it's better than nothing.
Yeah,
And,
yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I had good results with a capture card. You know, I was basically just using a Hoppage Win TV card to capture the output of my TI, and that comes out pretty good. But I'm still having some audio issues that I need to resolve, and what was the other issue? Oh yeah, I still haven't had the time to fix my 32K card. I'm getting to the point where I think I just need to buy another 32K card, because it seems like every time a meeting or something I want to do comes around, I need the 32K card, and I just haven't had time to fix it. It's sitting on my bench right now. I was hoping to have it put back together for the meeting today, but that didn't work out. I ended up having to work late yesterday night and again the night before that.
Well, this is Barrage, and it's a lot like Missile Command. You've got two different cannons, and you probably can barely see it. The on-screen cursor. Trying to save, oops, that took out my one cannon base. And I have one helicopter left. So if you like to kind of Missile Command, set the machine, which disk drives, select extended basic here. Oh, that helps if I put a disk in there. Okay. Yeah, for somehow, I think it was Mike Lunsford, the guy who did the Supernotes Express cartridge that we demonstrated last month. he picked up online a stock 32K TI card that he possibly will not use because he's got a Sam's Super EMS memory card. Okay, so here's Ken's Son of the Disc of Dinosaurs, which is pretty nice. We haven't run this for a long time. We've got Dinosaur Facts, an animated cartoon, Paleontology Quiz. Let's go with number A, letter A. I'm going to be having one of my little quizzes here at the end of it. Yeah, if there was a way for VGA, if I had a VGA input card for the PC to stream it in, or if I ever break down and actually emulate it like it's half the world, then we'd have a sharper image. The whole charm of this was all getting together, running it on an actual VGA and such. All right, this is Ken's. I think it's a modification of the JP Honey disc file reader. You can select your screen color 5, your typeface color 16, 5 is what, light green. That's gonna light green. Font type 1, 2, 3, or 4. Let's try 2. Just see how the font changed here. So now we have the origin of dinosaurs. They're all text files on this. Press letter A, drive spinning. Yeah. Audio loading. Origin of the late Triassic, over 200 million years ago, survived and flourished for the next 140 billion years, along with reptiles and mammals. The strongest theory is that dinosaurs were able to walk with erect limbs. Dinosaurs, unlike reptiles, developed better hip, knee, and ankle movement, which allowed them to move freely and efficiently. It also allowed them to tuck their legs in while sitting. Secondly, the dinosaurs were able to survive due to their reptilian-like skin, allowed them to survive in desert-like conditions, little water and food. Mammals, when hot, sweat through their skin, lose a considerable amount of water for urine, in contrast to reptiles. Let's go back. Up and down page 4, lines, next, window 5. The next thing is the causes of describe light spinning, text file. What was the other thing? Okay. So, here we go. Picture of the dinosaurs. Probably the most controversial topic of dinosaurs. For 140 million years, walked on the earth. Quite suddenly, 64 million years ago, they went extinct. There are many explanations why this happened. Are 100% satisfied. So Ken goes at a page. Right. So there's only 2 pages in this file. This, number 3, we get into the specific dinosaurs, the Coleophysis, Okay. This is one of the earliest and most primitive dinosaurs born. Coleophysis. Coleophysis, very slim and could have run on its hind legs. So Ken does a real nice job here. He's got description of all the dinosaurs. He's got the Luminous, the Sauropod, Velociraptor, Jurassic Park pocket, Elephantosaurus, Brontosaurus. The parameters are X. Let's reconfigure here. This is actually nice to play with. Let's go down to, sorry, stuttered here. Let's go down to font type. We're on font type 1. Let's go to font type 2. I did it up. Let's configure font type 3. That's a bigger font type. So here's your good use here one file type stuff. And let's look at what font type for you. A little better, a little cleaner. You notice what's going on with this design is lowercase letters up a pixel. We actually have a true descender. Lowercase t is not small capital. Here your Y has a descender. Here you can see it over here, where capital is tall, lowercase letters is up. So it's a nice thing to play with there. Okay, let's exit. Stripe light on, spinning, program. B for an animated cartoon. And to put these on almost every disc, you had a cartoon of some sort. Lights on. This is spinning. It's loading data. I'm just glad I got an F18 on this machine. This was in regular TI graphics. And you can speed this up and slow it down usually by pressing the plus key.
Yeah, you may want to slow it down a little bit. It looks like the compression is not quite grabbing all of the frames.
Sometimes this is difficult to do because the TI is so busy generating this scene. There's not enough interrupt cycles for it to actually look at the keyboard. But anyway, yeah, in this comical dinosaur-like creature, I can't seem to slow it down. Is chasing a caveman.
Try holding the key down.
I wouldn't worry about it too much. I think people get the idea.
Uh-huh. I'm holding it down. This might be a cartoon that that doesn't work on that control on smoothing up and slowing down. But it's funny. I think what it is create about 20 images in TI Artist. And it's just flipping the page from one TI Artist picture file to another one. That's how you do animation. If I have to quit, that's the only way out of that program. Reload. Just drive lights on. It's Okay, I told you I was going to give you one of my little quiz recipes for the paleontology. Paleontology quiz. Helped the eminent Sir Kenwin build his Protoceratops by getting all 10 answers correct on presenting. What was the first large dinosaur to walk the face of the earth? A is the Platosaurus. B is the Apatosaurus. C is the Volcanodon. And D is the Pinacolatosaurus. Hal, James? Any ideas and guess?
Oh, okay, what is this? What was the first large dinosaur to walk the face?
Uh-huh.
Uh,
The Plateosaurus, the Apatosaurus, the Volcanodon, or the Pinacolatosaurus?
I don't think I was watching my lesson too closely, so I don't recall.
So I wonder
Pick
if
a number, any number. Pick a letter, any letter.
they renamed Brontosaurus, and I don't think that was the first one. Let's go with C, the Volcanodon. Got an error some. Is a pteranodon considered a dinosaur? That was that flying critter. Gosh, I'll say A, even though I know it's wrong. No, that was incorrect. What dinosaur has a sail on its back? The Camptosaurus, the Iguanodon, the Roranosaurus, or the Stegosaurus? I was going to say a Dimetrodon, but I don't see it here. Go with A, a Camptosaurus. Boy, I got 4 wrong in a row. The Tuojiangosaurus is of what dinosaur family? Stegosaurus, Camptosaurids, Diplodocids, or D. 5 wrong. I don't think we're going to get Sir Kenwick's exhibit built here, folks. What's the earliest horned dinosaurs? Triceratops was the most well known, but I don't think it was the earliest. What dinosaur is known as the egg thief? Okay, now come on, basic biology. We should be able to figure this one out. The oviraptor, ovoid, or ovaries, eggs. I'll go
yeah. Oviraptor A.
Yeah, we got one right. See how we built a bone there in the exhibit? Were there people around during the dinosaur age? Well, I
Negative.
tell you, I've seen,
You've seen all sorts of video that.
caveman. I've seen 1 million years BC. I've seen, all those.
Negative.
Yeah, there's all sorts of people running around, but I know how to pass a test. And that's to give the wrong answer, but that's the answer the test giver wants. Yeah. What was the first dinosaur discovered? Ooh. Megalosaurus, Volcanodon, the T-Rex, or Pteranodon? I'll go with the Megalosaurus. Oh, I was right. Who discovered the first dinosaur? Charles Darwin, Baron George Cuvier, Gideon Mantell, or Ray Casimir? Ray Casimir sounds familiar. Al? You recognize that name?
I think we just lost Hal, or he's away from the screen at the moment.
Let's go with, I don't know, Baron? That doesn't seem right. Who discovered the first one? Well, only wealthy people could really afford to go around dinosaur hunting. No, that was wrong.
No.
Why did some dinosaurs have such long tails? Gee, Grandma, what a long tail you have. For swimming, balance, eating, holding things.
I
Like
believe
a
it's
piano.
B, to balance their mass,
Yeah, yeah. Wasn't to keep
much
the
like
flies.
animals today that have long tails.
Oh, you're right. We scored 4 out of 10. We could
Go
try.
back to school, you dummies.
Yeah. So we did get Sir Kenwick's exhibit built. Got like four bones there. Just drive lights on. This is spinning. Let's go back to dinosaur facts. And I want to see if those dinosaurs are actually listed here. Because Ken plays fair. He would have. Yeah, this is all okay. Are those dinosaurs actually on this list? Leophysis, Ephemidus, or Velociraptor? No, he doesn't have all those dinosaurs listed. So I thought maybe this would be a tutorial. Uh, teacher.
Basically, list out. Chances are he's not going to have more than one correct answer. Well, he's only going to have typically one correct answer on the questions, and it's probably going to be something he reviewed.
Yeah. Let me go through my notes here that I did about 20 years ago. And,
Well, we're all sitting in front of computers right now, so you can always ask your favorite search engine.
Well, the last time I demonstrated this, like about 20 years ago, I don't think we were at the library. This, I had gone through this test quite a few times. So what I actually did is, here's the Son of Discus Dinosaurs Paleontology quiz. I wrote down the questions and wrote down all the answers. And I just ran this until I got all the right answers. Or actually, I didn't. Here's what I answered on question number 1 of the Platosaurus, and that was wrong. So the idea was to play this test several times and just keep Xing off the wrong ones, like playing Clue, process of elimination, until I started getting the right ones. So we can actually go through my notes here that I wrote down so long ago and try to get it right. Back to the screen.
Hell, man.
Yeah. Common, grade school line notebook paper works great. Go through the paleontology quiz again. And the thing is, I don't have this all filled out. I only went through this so many times, and I've got some wrong answers and some right answers. So,
Where do you find the time, Vic? Where do you find the time?
well, this was a while back when I did this. Help the eminence or Ken. Okay, so there's the display. Notice how the display gets deconstructed. Sort of like Regina's Name That Bone. Okay, so in this one, okay, so he scatters. He doesn't always ask the questions in the same sequence. Does the Giganosaurus, what dinosaur? Is of the correct answer here is A, Stegosaurus. That answer is correct. Which is one of the earliest horned dinosaurs? Is C, the Protoceratops. Which one was known as the egg thief? The Oviraptor. Yeah. Were there people around? No. What was the first dinosaur discovered? Yeah. Like the those are my notes. I got 6 pages of these questions here. What was that one? What was the which dinosaur had a sail? Dinosaurs. What's the earliest horned dinosaur? Which dinosaur is known as the egg thief? People around. What was the first dinosaur discovered? The Megalosaurus. You know, I look like T.I.'s little professor here. You told me to be going like, wow, how's you remember all that? I'm going through my notes. Okay, who discovered the first dinosaur? So.
Yes, it's always nice when your teacher will let you take a test.
Puzzle. Discovered. That was actually C. Gideon Mantell. Why did some dinosaurs have such long tails? We did this before. Not the right answer. B for balance. What's the correct name for the brontosaurus? The apatosaurus. You know the dinosaurs. Yeah, I remember that one. That's one of these that could actually, honestly.
What? Are you telling me the Flintstones weren't eating Bronto burgers?
They were, but they had a pet dinosaur too, if you remember. I mean, that's like us with our dogs. How tall was a Mick? According to my notes here, 12. So Kenwick's display is coming along good here. What was the pteranodon's favorite primary food? Eggs, small reptiles. You can read the rest of them. Pteranodon's favorite food? C. Fish. Oh, so we got a reward. A fossil dinosaur owl and closed its jaws.
That's an interesting trick.
Yeah, yeah.
And how did they know fish was the preferred diet? Did they survey and 4 out of every 5 said they prefer fish over
Well,
foliage?
they found the McDonald's receipts with the fossils of what they had ordered. So, and it always pays keep notes. And, I need these notes. Well, and then Ken had some on the disc. I printed out with PI Artist and sample. Here it is in a tractor set. I had notes on terrible claw, hunt, defensive strategy. Here it's one dinosaur on its tail smacking a T-Rex. Other strategies. This one is armored.
Did you say that printout was generated by TI Writer?
TI Artist.
Artist, okay.
Yeah. So let me see if I can find. Let me quit this program and this. Gotta be caps. Okay. What we're looking for here is a program here. Might not make sense to you. SSNE. And that is, I slightly rewrote TI Artist slideshow so I could go to different disks and it would run them in sequence. So let's select that and extended basic.
That sounds handy.
Yeah, TI Artist slideshow. Enter the path name including the period. That's something I put in there because TI Artist slideshow like always defaulted to disk 1. And I went like, well, what if I want disk 2? What if I want disk 3? What if I want WDS1 TIA pictures or something like that? I could do it. So, okay, the drive is spinning, lights on. It's checking the disk catalog. I think all it'll find on this disk is the okay, that's the splash screen for Disk of Dinosaurs. Yeah, I modified this program a little bit. I think I had it where you had to press a key to get to the next picture, or it would automatically do a slideshow. When I got my first RAM disk, I had it start loading the next picture immediately, and I could get the load down to like about a second. It takes some time to render. It might be that was the only image on that disk.
Vic, did you make those changes yourself to the slideshow program, or?
Yeah. It appears that is the only image on that disk.
Was that in BASIC or something else?
Well, let's break it and find out.
Okay, cool.
Okay, calling it call load 8196, 6, 38, call load, calling. Okay, so this apparently has embedded assembly in it. It does set up some call loads here, but then when it goes call link A, there's some assembly in here already.
Yeah, I would guess that some of that would be.
Yeah, TI Artist slides using J. Peter Hotty's bit C is embedded assembly. Display all, erase all TI Artist, enter. Yeah, I must have done this.
Yeah. It basically gives you enough control from BASIC that you can kind of alter the behavior to your needs, it looks like. But probably all the graphics and disk I/O are probably being handled by assembly language routines that you're calling.
And to the x equals x plus 1, if x equals, this line limits the number of times each picture is shown to 2. So it'll only run through any disk twice. Call clear print into TI Artist picture, file disk and drive print it. Apparently there was only one TI Artist image on that disk. Let me find the other TI Artist or other on a dinosaur. Okay. Hi. Well, Ken's got 3 different discs. He's got the Disc O Dinosaurs. He's got the son of the Disc of Dinosaurs. And then he had the bride of the disc of dinosaurs, which is sort of humorous because he didn't want to go disc of dinosaurs #3, so he called it the bride. And because he's got a sense of humor, he shows here the dinosaur with the Bride of Frankenstein type wig on, complete with the white zigzag. Trying to keep this humorous. Trying to find to ticklet it out, and I could use this TI Artist slideshow to display them. Apparently, this get out of the carrier. Run the program. Yeah, 269. Very small. Run it again. My dyslexia is acting up. Oh, okay. You might recognize this picture from about 10 minutes ago. This is the landscape. And that was it. That was the only picture file on that. Press enter to read one. Timed out after. And Ken has a whole bunch of TI Artist instances, which are like rubber stamps. They're small images that you can pick up and paste anywhere on the main TI Artist screen. We're going to have to do a review of TI Artist again. Hal had asked for one of Picasso to do.
Yeah, maybe we can do a video editing and animation shootout at some point in time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which means I'd have to relearn. Okay, press enter to rerun.
The problem with any of these programs is that if you don't use them consistently, you forget functions and you forget tricks and functionalities.
Yes,
many
knowing Vic, he's probably got all sorts of cheat sheets written out for stuff
Here
that
we
he
go.
uses regularly.
Here's the one that I printed out for the this is off the ride of the disc of dinosaurs. So here's the actual TI Artist picture. My printer, when I set it up to print, it sort of squeezed the pictures horizontally. So there's the actual full screen image. It's a slideshow, so it's running pretty quick. But it's a nice sharp image. Ken is quite a guy, an artist. They asked him what kind of scanner he used and how he did this. And, you know, some people do the wax paper trick where they trace a drawing on a wax paper and put it on the TI screen and then use TI Artist to try to duplicate it.
That's
And,
interesting. I've never
Ken
thought of doing that.
did this freehand. he's good enough to actually do it freehand and draw this kind of stuff where he could look at a picture or a painting and then draw it on the screen freehand. Here, a nice color photo. Dinosaur. Uh, this is off the Bride of Disc of Dinosaurs.
Yeah, that's quite nice looking.
So, yeah, now that I found it, I see there's a load program on Bride of Disc of Dinosaurs that would have run all these, but I'm using my TI Artist slideshow SSNE that I rewrote. Might be where I got it. Looks like that's the end of the show. So disc 1 from Bride of Disc of Dinosaurs. Now this is the actual running program from the Disc of Dinosaurs. So we have Bride of the Disc of Dinosaurs, Dinosaur Facts, How Fossils Are Made, Dinosaur Attack and Defense, and Thug Throws a Barbecue. So we'll start at the top of A. Al, how are we doing on time with this room? Do we have another group coming in behind us, or?
Yeah. Looks like we might have another group who would like to occupy our space. But you know what? They have a word for that. Actually, a phrase for that in the Army.
Careful, this is a family show.
Yeah, it starts with an F and it ends with M. I think that I think we don't need to worry about that today too much.
Yeah, I think the limitation is going to be, what John's time is for availability of the meeting, and not anyone else's.
Yeah. I'm not sure John's with us at the moment, but his avatar is still there.
He's capturing and streaming to YouTube, but he may not be always actively monitoring.
His picture is from our old boat. He was at the helm of our old boat, our RL-24. By the way, I think we should remember to send our condolences to Sandra Lukashek, Klaus's wife, on the passing of her grandmother, which is a very sad occasion. I'm very sorry to hear that. I was drinking out of, I know you can't see it, but the mug that she gave me, which has a big TI logo on it, that she made, actually. Maybe at the end here, I'll present and show that. But go ahead, Vic.
Oh, okay. No, I didn't want to step on you while you were talking about something.
Yeah,
serious.
John just mentioned in the YouTube chat that we can go as long as we have content that you want to present.
Well, you have to see this office I'm working out of. There's shelves that line through the walls. And, imagine. I have a few years worth of meeting content here. But anyway.
Yeah, but I don't think you want to do it all in one meeting session.
No, my bladder won't last that long.
You can always pretend you're getting up to go feed the meter.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We could have pantomimed that, actually. Oh, I gotta feed a meter, and I gotta do this, I gotta do that. Uh, so this disk of dinosaur index, press letter A here. This is started working on. And, this is rather nice. It can actually index everything we did. So here's anything with a D, disk of dinosaurs. Go down here. This image, dinosaur 2-I instance, is on disk 1 of disk of dinosaurs. Son of disk of dinosaurs is the letter S. So here, dinosaur 20 instance, son of disk of dinosaurs, disk number 2. You got bride, disk of dinosaurs, side A, side B, and all the different dinosaur names. So let's roll down here. Press the function X. Next. This is key. Actually, I've never run this particular thing. But if you've got all 3 disks, and if you're wondering where a particular image came from, or what these different creatures are, what their images, the Tyrannosaurus is on, son of disk of dinosaurs, and that's the file. Tyrannosaurus, yeah, so this is a rather nice index. Source. Dinosaur museum addresses. Where do I go to see the dinosaurs? In Africa, got 1, 2, 3 museums. Here, South Africa, the Americas, Argentina. Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, Alberta, Canada, Ottawa, Ontario, Canada, Edmonton, Canada, Quebec. These are all the Canadian. American Museum of Natural History, New York, Philadelphia. Okay, so we get this pretty much locally. Various. I saw the Chicagoland one. Museum of Natural History, Roosevelt Road, Drive in Chicago. So that'd probably be the closest one for me to see.
Yep, Field Museum. The Field Museum of Musty Dead Things.
Yeah. Queensland Museum in Australia. So you funnel web fans can Brussels in Belgium, Germany, United Kingdom, Russia. Next time you're in St. Petersburg, we have a museum there. Russia, Moscow.
Sebastian just mentioned that he had visited the museum in Argentina.
Ah, okay. So I try to give a shout out here because I never know who's watching. Look at the screen, turn to main menu. We'll go back to main menu.
My wife was in Argentina a few years ago and really enjoyed it.
Oh,
In Buenos Aires. And
your stripes on, lights on. It's spinning. Not mean to step on you, Hal. I just want to give an update to people who are looking at the blank screen to let them know what's going on. Dinosaur Max. Fossils are made. How fossils are made. You just eat them for a few years and you've got a barrel of oil. There we go. Okay. Now we went through the TI Artist slideshow, and here's the actual picture of in its correct display. There we go. How a dinosaur becomes a fossil. Number 1, the animal dies in an area with rampant sand deposits. 2, soft tissues rot away, skin imprints may be formed. 3, burial by sand and mud, 4, mineralization of bones, and 5, the uplift and erosion expose the fossil bones. Go back to the menu screen. C, dinosaur attack and defense.
Okay.
Disk drive lights on. Ah, here we go.
Sebastian mentions whenever you plan to visit Argentina, let him know you can visit.
Barry Armstrong was there a few years ago, and we should maybe ask Klaus if he's heard from Barry. I've tried to reach him a number of times and haven't been able to do so.
Okay, so this was like the TI artist slideshow on attack and defense, but you went through all these images separately. Actually, I'm going to break this. This might be the actual program that I made my SS Any program, because here it goes run disk 1, call link bit C, disk 1 menu /P. That's a TI artist picture. So this might actually be the program I got that SS Any from. Disk drive lights running. Yeah, Argentina. My daughter went there when she was in college. As part of one of her college business classes, studying economy and different business models. And I think she has got pictures of her standing in front of Eva Perón's mausoleum when she visited that tomb city. Right through the Argentina. Yeah, this for and attack. I broke the program because I didn't want to quit and go back to the menu. I wanted to see SS Any. Oh, okay. It goes back to the menu. And let's look at Thug Throws a Barbecue. Disk drive lights on, it's spinning. There we go. So Thug is throwing the barbecue here. Let's see if I can.
Hey, he's got jazz hands going.
Yeah. Yeah, you think you're frustrated? Just imagine if you were a T-Rex and you're trying to make it bad. So this is off of the Bride of Disc of Dinosaurs.
I wonder what the actual number of dinosaurs were, and I wonder how many T-Rexes there were at any one given time. Um, I've never heard any estimates of that ever. It'd be interesting to know if there were hundreds of them, thousands of them, or only a few of them at any given time. Uh,
Well, enough to maintain the species.
yeah,
They probably only existed in a certain spot on Earth. They probably didn't occupy the whole planet. But yeah, I don't know how widespread dinosaurs were.
well, they were on at the time the dinosaurs were roaming the Earth. I think Pangea everywhere. They could go anywhere. If it's all one landmass, you could roam anywhere. And I think they found, I think they found dinosaur bones on every continent. Um, so um, I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe some dinosaurs had a favorite hangout.
Well, what's fun is they're doing borehole drilling in Antarctica, and they pulled up a range of plants, seeds, fruit, insects, all sorts of stuff.
Yeah,
Either
they
due
find
to
they find
acquisition-
frozen mammoths and things. They find all kinds of things. So
yeah, great old shagas. Due to Earth's axle tilt changing or the continents.
The other thing I think you have to consider too is that
Well, the whole planet was a lot warmer then.
right, and not every animal that died during that period died in a condition that was conducive to producing fossil remains. So we're only seeing a very small sample of perhaps what could have been.
Yeah, like Ken had in that one picture of how a fossil is. Moving on, this is the next series, Ken's Disc of Horrors. This is a nice Halloween-based disc. First picture showed a typical graveyard scene. So let's this one, Pulp Facts and Fiction. We'll go with letter A.
Robert Carmody made the statement that they were on every modern continent, including Antarctica.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so this is going to be a slideshow, and what's the third one? Yeah, he's actually got so many pictures, this had to come out as a 3-disc set. Yeah, we could have lied and said we were at the library and doing this and that. And, I really didn't want to play a practical joke like that because doggone it, somebody would show up. So, the building's closed, aren't you?
Yeah, generally not a good idea. I think I removed that info from the web page as well.
Well,
Just to make sure.
yeah, the last posting I did, I mentioned that we will not be meeting at the closed library. Instead, we'll all be doing this from home.
Yeah, I did likewise. I sent out messages to Atari Age and at least attempted to send out a few messages to various Yahoo groups. I think one made it through on the Yahoo group. I think it was the TI-99 4A group without the dash in it. For some reason, the others weren't. I don't know. I have a lot of problems sending anything to Yahoo or AT&T email addresses these days.
Yeah, I do as well. I used to be on the Yahoo TI group, both of the groups, every single day, reading all the messages, and then for some reason Yahoo excluded me, and I just, I wanted me to jump through some hoops and sign up something or do something. I can't remember what it was now, but I have not been back in quite a while. Was it Tom Wills and the Great Gazoos as well, and and then we had some people who started wanting to go to someplace else and started trying to get people to abandon Tom's site and go somewhere else, and I never went there. I
Yeah, that's a
that kind
common
of thing.
problem for any group that, someone wants to do something differently, and you'll get people that will do their own thing, but they'll end up leaving
Yeah.
people behind because, they felt what was there was perfectly fine for their needs, and they're not really
Yeah.
interested in moving. I mean, I'm not a big fan of web forums. I don't, I read the Atari Age forum, but I don't really participate too much on it. I prefer
Well,
email
what was
communication.
nice about the Yahoo group at one point was that it was a central repository for everything TI, that you could stay current on what was going on with development, with
Well, I
all
mean, you
sorts
could
of
do that with
questions.
Atari Age too. I mean, the bulk of the currently active people are there, but I just don't particularly care for web forums. They often, um, lack some of the features my preferred email reader has.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It, it's a shame that we didn't just stay with the one place, and that everybody would be satisfied with, you know, exchanging information there, because then you never missed anything. If you read the messages on a daily basis, you got everything, even the stuff that you might not be interested in, which was quite often the case. That there would be um, small uh, bits of code and things like that I didn't understand, but I look at it anyway. And it was good to stay in the know. But these days, I know nothing. I have,
Well, I
uh,
guess let's stop our grumbling about the new and the old.
yeah,
um, there's I try and at least post announcements to all the down all the communication paths. I think there might be a handful of people still viewing, if I can. I mean, I even send
yeah,
stuff to the old Usenet channels for that matter,
yeah.
Okay.
Well,
or I
it's
should say
it's good to
Usenet
stay in
groups.
communication. We need to communicate. Um, and Vic, if I may just take a moment here, I'd like to mention to everyone that the fair is still planned for October the 24th. That can't be changed at the moment, uh, nor does it, I think, need to be. Hopefully, we will be through this crisis, this corona virus crisis by then. Um, I don't know what the world will look like in 3 or 4 months. I'm hopeful that it will get back to normalcy, or whatever passed for normalcy. But we shall see what we shall see, and we'll try to keep everybody in touch as much as possible. And that's about it.
All right. Well, oh yeah, this is appropriate. This is off of disc C of Ken Gillen's Disc of Horrors. It's called Bodies. Great. Or dark humor. Yeah, because Ken and Good Nature Nate he also did the Disc of the Old West, Disc of Times, Pirate. That was one of the first discs that the nautical pirate.
Oh, kinky.
vampire.
Oh, my.
Earlier there, we had the text, the stories that Ken had actually written. Uh, Titled Melody, Birds, Bee. Cabra. This is a very well-known drawing that Ken did. He used that as his cover of his manual for the Ultimate GI Desktop Publishing Program, called How to Use the Printer's Apprentice Without Going to Wait, I got a copy of that because TPA was quite comprehensive. You can use something like Page Pro, and Page Pro would get text and images on the page for your desktop publishing, but the Printer's Apprentice was much more comprehensive. You had control of your font size, your font spacing. Hell, what is kerning? Kerning. That's used in text publishing.
What's current in the
Kerning.
desktop?
K-E-R.
Kerning, Kerning, is it? It's a typesetting term, right?
Yes.
If I understand correctly, it's. I'm not sure that I heard that correctly. You know, I'm deaf on the one side. And if I turn my head the wrong way, I can't hear what's going on. Say it again, please.
What is the printing term kerning? Kerning.
Ernie? I'm sorry, I don't know.
Okay. Anyway, not Page Pro, but the Printer's Apprentice would go through that too. And like I said, it was quite comprehensive, but it was like trying to configure funnel red. You could go nuts trying to do it.
Yeah, it's like Printer's Apprentice is like TA Artist or any other of the desktop publishing programs on steroids. It gives you. Oh well, it looks like a typeset. Oh, enter something.
Yeah, I think it
Kerning is
involves altering spacing between letters for better
give you the
optimization
definition.
on the page or something like that.
In typography, kerning is the process of adjusting the spacing between characters in a proportional font, usually to achieve a visually pleasing result. Kerning adjusts the space between individual letter forms while tracking letter spacing, adjusts spacing uniformly over a range of characters, so that when you're typing, when you're putting something on a line of type, you don't have any gaps, you don't have any uneven spaces, and it is a process that a typewriter does automatically, and something that some of the programs did not do very well. If you have ever seen um, sort of ragged lines. That was something that was a burning problem. Um, it used to be that in using lead type, when you were actually composing something with lead type, um, they would have to, if a line wasn't coming out properly, the typesetters would put little tiny spacers in to make the line um, uh, be a uniform length. And at times when something is coming over uh, the wire, AP copy or UPI copy, there would be irregular spacing in there. And that was done on purpose and sometimes so that the typesetter who was working on a linotype machine could read it better. Um, if you remember Jeff Brown's program that made 80 columns on a TI screen, one of the difficulties you could read the letters. There was no space between the letters; they were all crushed together, and everything was fine until you came to numbers. And because a 3 and an 8 looked the same since they were all squashed together, I used to always have to insert a space between numbers if I was giving somebody a telephone number, for instance. And uh, so that's what that's about.
I can't seem to find my how to use Printer's Apprentice manual. Uh, right now, I'd forgotten about that. But now we're going to demonstration of the images. Disk of the Old West.
Vic, do you want to start a whole new disc? We've got about 5 minutes or so before our normal sign-off time.
Okay.
Maybe we should save some of the stuff that you're about to start into
Sure.
for the next program. Not that we're running out of stuff. Lord knows we have plenty of things to demo, but
Right.
don't
I
want to
mean,
get.
if everyone has time, we can go a little longer. I know we got to a start a little late.
Yeah.
But that's up to you two. I mean, primarily Vic and John. You know, Vic, if you want to present some stuff, some more things, that's fine.
That is
John,
about half of the Ken Gilliland Library. Um, Actually, it's less than half because he had his disc of Wagner, which was the Ring of the Nibelung. And that's pretty extensive because he actually played a lot of music on it. You got the disc of the Old West here. You got the disc of ancient times, which goes back to Egypt and Babylon and stuff like that. So his collection's big. What I wanted to ask you, James, is if I can make a presentation, is I have the Stamps computer facts that I scanned in PDF files, and I think my machine crashed, or my cat here crashed. Last time I tried to present it while we were up today, and I had to reload. I had to log back onto the page here. I didn't know if I have to ask for somebody else to stop presenting, or if I can just do the presentation. So let me see. Picture of the camera, picture of the call. Present now. In the lower right corner, it has present now. I'm going to attempt to present an image. Let's see how it works out. If it crashes, I'll have to sign back in.
okay. Okay, do what you need to do.
Okay, I'm clicking on present now, and I would have a window. Select it. Yeah. Now it's giving me a hard time. Do I want to present this meeting? No, I'm not presenting. I would What? Okay, it's not letting me do it.
Yeah, I found Hangouts Meet is a little fussy on presentations depending upon which browser and version you're using. But if you're running a slightly older version or it tends to have some problems in presentation mode.
Yeah.
Maybe something to work out between the next time, now and the next time we attempt doing this. I'm hoping maybe by the time May rolls around, things will be a little closer to normal again, but who knows?
Well, here, I could try doing a quick one here. There. New nation. Okay. So here is, I'm doing this blind now. I'm trying to present this image of Sam's computer fax. I don't know if you've seen it very or not.
Yeah, I can see it. It's Sam's computer fax for the TI-99 4A.
This is a hard copy.
The display is a little hot on the stream, but it's at least viewable.
Yeah. This thing I actually bought, I think like through the 10X catalog or Triton or something like that. And I have actually used this a couple of times in diagnosing my TI and finding various problems.
Yeah, I mean the Sam's product line for PhotoFax and CompuFax were very, very helpful back in the day if you had to repair your own equipment.
Just bear with me here. There we go. Here's the back cover of it. Shows some pinouts.
Yeah, it's all washed out. You'll probably need to either turn down the brightness on your display or...
All right. Okay.
Not that it's going to be all that readable then, but it will at least be a little more viewable.
Yeah, I actually got to put a pair of sunglasses on this thing. No, I can't do it.
Yeah, well, best effort, not a big deal. I think people get the idea.
Well, preliminary service checks, the RF modulator, power supply, main board. More preliminary service checks.
Yeah, the text isn't going to be so interesting to the viewers because it's not quite readable. But look for some diagrams. Those will probably be at least be able to.
How to disassemble your main board? Get the RF shields off of it.
Yeah, I know. You walked me through that process a few months ago. That was handy.
Here we go. Pictures of the power supply.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah, this looks like the analog power supply. A block diagram of the power supply board. Sam's is quite a routine. Now, here's a photograph of the main board. This is about what it looks like in the manual. The main board is a very difficult thing to try to take a photograph of. But notice how he has here J300 joystick, J100 pin 1, the keyboard. Which one's pin 1, which one's 15? He tells you. And here's the right side of that. So anyway, okay, so here from the top of the board, J100A, here's pin 2, so pin 1's on the bottom side. And every nut, screw, transistor, condenser, here's the block diagram of where the main...
Here's an actual board from a TI-99 4A. I don't know how viewable that is on camera.
Well, for the computer fax, it was for a technician. What's interesting about this is he actually shows, here he shows here's your keyboard here. Here's your buffer for decoding on what it does. This is the left-hand side. Sam's has two rather easily removable. Here's the right-hand side. Oh, this is a 3-page diagram. Here's the far right-hand side diagram. He's got two easily removable staples because he expects you to take this pamphlet apart and unfold these pictures. So you got some stuff. Yeah, there's my hand. Here's page 2 and page 3. He expects you to take the thing apart, unfold these documents, and flip them open. Because in the manual, you've got page 4 is open. I had one computer, one TI. Here's the back side of your keyboard, circuit board. At least the model they scan. How many different keyboards does TI had? 3, 4. Here's the power supply again. Again, he identifies every part.
Yeah, I've only seen 2 general ones, but I'm sure there's multiple revisions within those 2, whether it's the beige keys or the black keys.
Okay.
I assume maybe the switches are slightly different on the keys, and maybe the circuit boards that basically provide the interconnect are a little different.
Yeah. Look at the page numbers here. Here's page number 6. You got 20 pieces of paper in between this. Here's page number 31. So they definitely expect you to take the book apart so you can lay these sheets out flat. Here's another one of the power supply again. They put it off in a grid. Well, where is everything? Where's C1? It's location J10. Here's J, here's 10. C1, there it is. Right there. Location J10. I have one console. The cassette port didn't work. And yeah, here's one. Here it's in blocks. And here he is describing all the individual parts in there. And I actually opened up that console and I followed the sound from the cassette port all the way across the circuit board using these diagrams up to the input pin of the sound chip. And that when I diagnosed the sound chip was bad. Whatever decoder chip that receives the sound from the sound. I said, well, I've gone as far as I can without unsoldering this chip, soldering it. And here's page 30, this half, and here's page 7, this half. I'll see if I can put these up on our Dropbox account and make these available. So far, Mr. Gregory McGill.
You have a Dropbox account?
Yeah, for the CTIUG page.
Yeah, you should probably let us know what that is. I can add it to the ad hoc website at some point.
A year or two ago, I think I was posting, here's the software in .dsk files of the programs that were demonstrated during our particular meeting as a service for the people that watched it. So they'd say, oh, okay, here's this. So they wouldn't have to look through their own personal collection. And there might be actually something there that they didn't have. So as far as I know, only I have a copy of this manual, and Mr. Gregory McGill has these scanned copies of this manual. So he can fix your TI now. Here are oscilloscope traces that show you what you should have on different pins during operation of your TI. Let's see if we can zoom this in a bit.
Is that also a logic diagram or a logic output table on the other side of that page?
Yeah, let me try.
That if you have a logic probe and pulsar, you can probably use that for diagnostic as well. I know Sam's lines of
Well, here's as large as I can reasonably get it. Yeah.
yeah, that's what it looks like, logic table. So you can see pulse, higher.
Video signals. Yeah. And there's some more of it. Let's see if I can zoom in on that. Yeah, so if you got a sick console, oh, there you go. High, low, and pulse. And your oscillograph traces. So that's it. So this, I had bought this manual from, now all these scans were done with my CZUR desktop camera scanner with page flattening technology. So you might notice, you can see that the page is curving here at the top, but the software knows what you're trying to do, and it will flatten that image out as flat as it can get. There is some minor distortion, but we're not trying to reproduce the Mona Lisa here. You know, it's a good product that does. There, how do I cancel? Okay, I guess I'm not presenting anymore. All right. And yes, recursion. All right. So, well, so I guess that turn this around. I guess that'll be it for me. It was fun. I'm glad we were able to keep together as a club. Everybody, why don't you introduce yourselves?
Right. So I'm Jim Mazurek. Thanks, Vic, for doing the presentation for the show as always. Yeah, it's an interesting mode and test to see if we could actually pull this off. Also, many thanks to John Shanafield for actually making sure that we could send this out to the YouTube channel. Hal, any
Yeah,
words?
it worked. I think it worked very well. We are in a learning stage with this, but it is getting a little bit better.
Hi, John.
I guess John doesn't have a microphone on, but there's a little time lag from what we see on our screens.
Sorry, I think John has the issue of he can either talk on the microphone or he can stream the audio, not both at the same time.
Yeah, that may be the problem, but it's worked so far, and I think that it's a viable thing to do, and if we have to do it again, well, as I suspect we may have to, because the library I don't think will be open. They told me yesterday that they would hope to open in May, but that all of our materials are the due date of all the materials is now June the 1st. We don't have to have anything back until June the 1st. So I suspect that they're probably planning on staying closed longer than, say, the 1st of May. And so it may very well be that we have to do this again. Again, nobody can predict the future. The spike in the number of coronavirus cases is said to be coming up in the next couple of weeks. Hopefully, then it will start to decline. But whether or not that will be an instantaneous thing or something that's as spread out as the like in a bell curve, you know. It may be that the stay-at-home regulations will be in effect for longer than we know, in which case we'll have to abide by that. We'll have to, in the library, I'm certain, being a public institution, will abide by any of the state directives. So we'll probably be able to do this again and do it perhaps more efficiently and maybe on time, at least start on time for a change. And, you know, even at the library, we seldom are able to pull that off and start on time. And it looks like I'm getting all kinds of interesting things online here. It says Ready Teller cashier. I don't know what I'm seeing. I don't know if I'm accidentally moved the display backwards or what, but this is what I'm getting right now is something that we've seen quite a bit before. So I don't know if that's what's going out or whether it's just on my end. No, it looks like it's just a an artifact of my having touched this thing touched this damn iPad in the wrong place.
Yeah,
So now
the TI Casino there. The start.
Stop touching your iPhone or
I think I
iPad.
was rerunning it actually improperly. So computers are the work of the devil, as everyone's heard me say before.
Well, that's it from this end. Like I said, that was less than half of Ken Gillen's disc outputs that I know of. And we'll pick it up again next month.
Yep. Well, we'll stay in touch, and thanks to everybody who has been watching us. And again, once again, I want to say thanks to Sandra Lukashek, who made me this beautiful mug with the TI logo on it.
That's
And
nice.
I've been using it almost every day. Try to drink as much water as I can to stay hydrated. I'm going to enjoy it. Got a chance to wear my TI hat today, which I haven't worn in a while. It's I think we've had a good show. I don't know if anyone would argue with that. I think it's worked well.
Yeah, I think it's as good as can be expected under the circumstance. And
Yeah.
there's some room for improvement, I'm sure, but
Well, once
we do what we can.
once I learned how to cut down that feedback, I have the YouTube site open and the microphone and the speakers with my headphones on.
Yeah. Well, like I said, we're in a learning curve here, and if you remember our earliest broadcast on YouTube,
Stream.
we're Chaos Incorporated, and we used to get knocked off the air every few minutes, and then they'd put an ad in the middle of whatever presentation we were making, and it was for a lot of people watching at home, it must have been a real circus. It must have been a little difficult to stay with us, but for those who have done so today, we're grateful, and hope that everybody will join us again next time if we have to do this again.
Yeah, hopefully I'll have my 32K card fixed by then. If not, I'm probably going to order a second one.
I've got a couple of things I'd like to show one of these days. Some stuff that I received at the last fair, and from Charlie Good and from Klaus, as a matter of fact. So we'll work on that. And Vic, I think you did a good job today, and showed a lot of interesting programs.
Mm-hmm.
It's only a shame that some of these programs are no longer readily available from vendors. I know people like to just buy a brand new disc instead of having to go through all the steps of downloading from WHT or other places where programs are cached, and then converting them, going through the process of converting them. If you can't, if you don't have the access to version programs, so it's a new world. We got to do what we got to do.
Yeah, that's why when I had the fair giveaway discs and then later the thumb drives, I always tried to distribute the conversion program with it. And as I went through those libraries just this spring, I discovered some of those programs, the .dsk files, are in PC99 format, or Win99 format, which a lot of people seem to like. But with my Compact Flash Nano PEB, it uses the V9T9 format. And so I had to use the conversion program to change them over from the PC99 to the V1999 format to use it with my Nano. And there doesn't seem to be any way of telling what format those are in. But I always distributed that program with those files. The big clue is you go to use TIDIR to load it onto a compact flash card, and it loads a blank onto the card. You can see it's not working in TIDIR. But anyway, I'll say good night. And yeah, we finally got everything straightened out. It seems like it's working fine. I'll see you next month.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
great.
maybe we should sign off. We can stay on Meet on Google and talk a bit. But I think maybe we should.
Yeah, we can
sign off
stay on the chat as
YouTube.
long as you want. You know, John, whenever you're ready to shut down the stream to YouTube, that's fine.
We just all wave goodbye to our viewers at home. Bye-bye. Okay. Sign us out, John. And you can stay, we can stay and meet for a while.